What's up, Media and Popcorn fam? It's Brandon Collins, host extraordinaire. I had the pleasure of interviewing the legendary Samuel L. Jackson and his wife LaTanya about working together on their new Epix docu-series Enslaved. You can check out the entire interview on the AAFCA YouTube page. And don't forget to subscribe to the Media and Popcorn podcast or your favorite podcast application. Now let's get to the Jacksons. These Jacksons, not those. Hi, Brandon Collins from Media and Popcorn Podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to be speaking to both of you right now. I produce many events and videos with my wife, and I know sometimes it can be incredibly rewarding, and sometimes it makes you question some life decisions. So I would love for you both to speak about what it's like working as a production team on a project that's so deeply personal.
That would be for him, because for me, it was easy. That question would be easy for me because, first of all, while we did this, I was doing a show on Broadway, which is why I was not traveling with him to all of these places, to my regret. But so I'm sending notes and I'm looking at footage and trying to put everything together, questioning everything, while at the same time trying to hopefully instill in the people who were traveling him his safety, because some of it looked pretty precarious to me. And I kept saying, why do you have him out there like that? Do you know how old he is? He can't do all of that. Don't have him climbing up there, blah, 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 blah.
And please don't let him get in the water.
In the water.
Well, yeah.
So the question becomes for him. It's for him because I was good with it because I was away from it and only dealing with footage.
Well, she's invaluable. First of all, this was totally called something else, and she
the slaves.
She was like they were not slaves until they got here and got bought. They were enslaved, So
no, I told them that slavery was not a sect of people. That's not a race. So stop saying we were slaves. We were not. We were enslaved. It was the crime that was committed against a nation of people who were taken from their own nations and tribes and placed into servitude and slavery. Enslaved. They were enslaved. So I have always fought against people saying, and they come from slaves. I said, I don't even know what that is. We do not come from slaves. We come from a people who were enslaved. So because it takes the onus of the crime off of the people who committed it.
Absolutely.
So I'm not down with that terminology. So much so that the director, Simca Jacobovici, decided, he said, oh, that should be the name of it. And I said, yeah, that's what it should be called, Enslaved.
And that's what it's like working with your wife on a project. Even down to the chains and the fish coming up out of the water. It's like, no, that chain's got to be broken. I fix it. So they sent her several different.
Now think about it. If you look at the poster, the fist is coming out of the water, which for me represented Black power and resistance. Why would you have the chain still connected to the water and the boat if there wasn't a bigger story that you want to solicit and tell? So I said, nope, I love the fist, but that chain, you got to break that chain. And at first they broke it at the thing, so it just looked like it was hanging. I said, oh no, I want it broken so that it looks like it shattered it and like it's floating out into the air. And they were like, what? Dominant culture, they don't like to be told what to do a lot, but they agreed. I said, because you're telling a story for yourselves and I'm telling a story for our people. We'll get it. I don't care if you don't get it. We'll get it. And it's going to read differently to us. Right. And they went along with it because
they went along with it for North America.
Oh, right. Now that's another story.
A whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story in Europe. They don't want it in Europe.
Want to see that.
They want a picture, which is what they had initially too, was a picture of Sam. I said, this is not a travelogue. I'm too, selfish in that regard to let him tell a story this big without, thinking about myself. So no, his picture is not going on the poster.
So there you have it. That's what happens when we work together. We go out, we shoot stuff, and I do things, and then we put them in front of her, and she can eliminate, she can separate the wheat from the chaff. You know, and that's a very good thing. It's wonderful. And we have a couple other things that, you know, hopefully we will get together and they'll, you know, get put out there also.
Looking forward to seeing that. Thank you so much.
All right.
Medium popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your